Kanard Lewis, and this right here, the second interview for season 12 for TKW videos. Who do I have in the building? What's your name?
Nah, it's Rajay Barnes, right, man? From Rochester. Born from Jamaica, St. Elizabeth, you know.
How's it going?
It's all right, man. I'm living, I'm breathing.
Just give the fans, a little bit about yourself, major, what you're about, your aspirations and stuff like that.
All right, my major is video production here at SUNY Fredonia. I'm just about loyalty, man. I surround myself with positive people, good vibes only. And that's what I'm about to.
What got you into video production? Why? Why that?
I really don't know. I just love watching movies. I watched Transformers. Well, I think my love grew from actually Fast and Furious. Seeing the different type of cars and everything. I was like, yo, I want to be a part of this. But also growing up watching Transformers, it was the way nobody really looks at the effects and oh, that plays a real good part in the movie. I just want to be a part of something like that. I don't have to be the main actor, but I could be a part of something,
That's nice.
Yeah.
Living in Rochester, how was that? What struggles did you have to endure growing up as, Rajay?
Well, growing up in Rochester is I feel like it's no different from growing up in the Bronx. I feel it's gonna have a certain differences.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Because city,
exactly.
Suburb, yeah, but
Well, Rochester is a city as well. But
yeah,
I understand. What you're saying.
it's different. It's different.
I understand what you're saying, but I grew up like the average kid. I grew up with bullying. That's basically all I grew up with. My only struggle. But I've seen certain things that actually made me who I am. I also the poetry scene in Rochester. That's where I met my poetry coach, Rachel McKibbins, who's a great poet. And also I met my best friend Quentin. If you're watching this, what's up, man? And yeah.
That's nice. About bullying, what were you necessarily bullied for?
I was bullied for being overweight, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
So just being called, I guess, fat boy, big boy, something.
Everything, yeah. And talking to the girls, that was a big struggle. So.
How did you manage to stay alive throughout that? Because there's many people who have been bullied and commit suicide. So how did you even just keep your hope, keep your sanity? How do you do that?
I don't know. I was a little kid, so it didn't really bother me that much. But it was definitely something to I just had to say whatever. I could change it, in which I did. I'm here 195. From 230. So that's a big change. But sometimes you just gotta brush it off. People are gonna talk about you regardless. So that's what I did.
Did you ever find yourself at a point where you reverted back to that same mentality that the bullies told you? Say if they called you fat boy, or you're irrelevant, or you're not valuable. Do you still to this day sometimes revert back to those old ways a little bit?
The thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Not really, because I haven't been in a position like that. So happily, no. But there was definitely times back in high school, yes, I have. And it was a bad point. But now looking back at it, it's just certain things wasn't that serious, So, and I'm here today, so.
No, that's good. About loyalty, I know you said that earlier. You love to surround yourself around loyalty and respect.
Mm-hmm.
What made you treasure that entity so valuably? Because so some people's morals are more of respect or
right.
Harmony, but loyalty, it seems like people lost that loyalty with you.
Right. Yeah, most definitely. Growing up in high school, well, not growing up in high school, but going to high school and seeing your friends just change throughout. And you started with 25 friends, and then now you ended with 2 friends. I've definitely been through that. But also, I was watching movies like Juice or Paid in Full, where at the end you see that loyalty change, and people turning their backs on each other and trying to kill each other. So that's what made me value it. It's just like, wow. But also, I haven't found a lot of people that are consistent in how they treat other people when other people are around. So that's what made me value it. Because I'm always going to be the same person if I'm with you and somebody else. And I just haven't really found that. So.
Do you ever find yourself being lonely, trying to find that person? And how do you deal with that loneliness?
Most definitely. Dealing with that loneliness is just like, I'm going to wait for the next day to come. You feel me? Hopefully, I'll be better than that day. So I just wait it out. Because I know I'm going to get out of that period where I feel lonely. And I'm going to be surrounded with people. And it's just like, okay, everything's all good. So.
Now, when you say wait for the next day, do you feel like you found yourself not staying in the now too much because it's just that lonely that you're focusing so much? I need this day to end. I need the sun to rise. I need to go to bed so I don't really feel lonely anymore. You ever find yourself not thinking about where you're at, but more of like, I just need to be done with it?
I think most definitely I had days like that. But I just ask for the next day to come because I know the sun will rise and hopefully I'll be there to see the sun rise. So that's how I deal with it.
Do you plan to leave Rochester?
Oh yeah,
and
most
stay
definitely.
or stay, help out, and why?
Well, me and my friend are always talking about if we're in a position that we could give back to the community, we're definitely going to give back to the community. But as far as Rochester, I would definitely want to move out of Rochester just because I feel like I'm trapped there. And nobody wants to be in Rochester, you feel me? Because there's no opportunities like there are in New York City or Los Angeles, you feel me? So that's definitely the plan is to get out of Rochester. So.
Do you feel like getting out of Rochester will make you more happier?
Yeah, I feel like just because, like, once again, it's not a lot of opportunities, and I just feel like there's nothing in Rochester for me, and then like there's not a lot of things I could do to make me grow. So stepping outside of Rochester could help me grow as a person, and different experiences as well.
That's good. What do you see in terms of for the future? Because you talk about being, you love videos. You're a video production major, but at the same time, how do you feel you're going to use those skills to better the community? Because I always feel like if you're going to do something, whether it's singing, acting, teaching, biology, chemistry, it doesn't matter what it is, there needs to be something that you do surrounding the greater good of not only society but humanity. What do you feel like you're going to give back with your video skills, or even with your poetry?
Right, that's exactly what I was going to get on. I feel like I can't really do stuff with video production unless it's like build something for people who love video production or film itself. But I feel like with poetry, that's what I could give back to the community. At least help, like, build something for the kids who are artistic, build something for them so they could express themselves. Because that's what we really need is people to express themselves, because there's not a lot of that in our society today.
That's true. There's a lack of expression because, firsthand when you express yourself and who you are, you get bullied for
right,
that.
exactly. And it's going to be a safe space for those people. So, yeah.
That's always a plus because, you ask yourself, I wanna do poetry. I wanna be an actor. I wanna be in video, video production. But at the same time, even going throughout that route is not going to be easy. So, how do you plan to keep on going when the obstacles are set in front of you? Because you say get to the next day, but what is your motivation? What makes you tick? Per se, what gives you that itch? Like I need to get up. I need to do this. What's the basis of all of that?
It's my family. Like, I'm not close with my family like that, but it's like my family consists of me and my mom. But also, it's just like knowing from where she comes from, and then also the people back home in Jamaica who are pushing for me. Like I have a great grandmother, and she calls me and she says, "Raj, I love you, and I know you're gonna see. I know you're gonna make me proud." So I remember that conversation. I gotta get up. I gotta grind. And sometimes it's not always like that, but when it is, I'm pushing. So you always have to remember the people around you. You can't always do stuff for you. It's like you have to build stuff for people around you. You can't be selfish all the time.
Do you fear losing part of yourself and your happiness?
Oh yeah, most definitely making other people happy, because you don't think about yourself when you're doing that. Because you're always trying to, what is it, do stuff for other people, and you never really think about yourself.
Yeah.
So that's most definitely a thing.
Any last remarks about a message that you want to give to the fans or to the people about, I guess, perseverance or life or in general? Anything is in your mind about motivation?
Right. Don't be scared to be yourself. Always be yourself, because people are always going to judge you for anything you do. So why not be judged for being yourself? And that's all I have to say. And that's something I live by every day. So that's why I do the certain things I do. And I'm proud of who I am.
You heard it here, folks, with Rajay, about being yourself, pushing through even though people judge you. You know, I know life is not necessarily an easy map where you know where to go. It's not. You know, it's more like, I guess, trial and error. You keep on pushing. You keep on doing what you love. Because in the end, if you focus on helping out society and doing what you love, life is going to be fulfilled. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next week.
Stay blessed.
Got you.